Okay, so I'm still working on the Lennox SL280UH135V60D-03. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to remove the control board. Okay, the control board is here. Sorry, this furnace is not like a manufacturing wiring yet. I was removing a lot of things, but I will show you how to remove the control board safely. Same time, I will tell you the best way how to put the wires back. Okay, so stay with me for a second. Okay, hello everybody. So this is the control board. Okay, control board. A lot of times it's hard to diagnose, but usually most recent newer control boards, they have a small LCD light or a small flashlight, or they have a screen like this guy. It gives you an error. Again, I don't have the manual. Usually it's in the manual. So this control board is much easier to remove because most of the wiring are plugs. So you have a main plug here, and then this plug here, and the other wires, another plug for the motor. Okay, I will show you closer later. Okay, so this plug is for the motor. So there are three major plugs. The rest of the wires usually they are connected like separately, individually. They are flame sensor, which is this guy here, and then you have the power. This is I use the field power because, and there's a common. So this usually the power. And the rest of the wiring, usually it's a power for the transformer, which is usually next to the main line. I will show you later very closely. Okay, and the other wire is the hot connection to the blower motor. So always when you see line LE1, which is hot, usually there's three of them: transformer, blower, and the main power. These usually what you have in there. Sometimes in some carrier, you can also see L1, they connect the inducer motor straight to it. And sometimes also you can see some carrier, they connect hardwire to the L1, which is the main power, to the igniter. But in this case here, this Lennox, they have a separate harness for the control board, for the drive motor assembly. And they have also a special wire for the igniter because they use hot voltage. So a lot of time you're gonna see most of them, they have a special harness for inducer drive assembly and for the igniter. These are the two components. Usually they need high voltage. And again, some furnaces, they have them separate. So this plug in particular, it contains the inducer motor and the igniter. Plus, if you look at the wiring, some of them, there are 4. This is 5, as you see. You have 2 common, one for the igniter and one for the inducer motor. Now you have 3 for the inducer motor as far as hot wire. One is low speed, high speed, and the common. So remember, this motor is 2-speed. That's why you have different. Most of these harnesses, when they are in the harness, they have 4. And so this we can remove it this way. Now we have this off. As I said, most of the time you're gonna see in most furnaces only 3 connections for the hot 115 volt. Usually they are main power, furnace, and the power from the power for the transformer. Now in the neutral, same thing. You're gonna see one for the motor, one for the transformer, and one for the hot water. So this control board is ready to go. So basically, what you need to do is I'm gonna connect disconnect the wires for the transformer so we can remove it. Okay, so now this one here, I'm gonna cut it because this is basically this furnace basically is going to be scrap metal. So I'm not gonna keep it. So I'm gonna cut these from the harness so we can have the control board free. Now control board is mounted with 2 screws here. You can see them. Usually when you remove these, it will come off. Okay, so very easy. So when you remove this, go. As you see, it comes off. Now we have some ground wires here, we can remove them. So you have the control board completely taken. This is the control board for Lennox, and this is the transformer. So as I said to you before, you're gonna have 3 lines here, which is hot. Usually this one for the motor, it feeds the motor high voltage, one it feeds transformer, one is main power. And here same thing, you're gonna have one neutral for the transformer, one neutral for the blower, and then power. These harnesses are easy, you cannot mess with these. So this is how usually we change it. And here it was the connection for the flame sensor, okay? The other than that, this can be for other application. This is connection for the blower speed. Remember, this blower is a modulating, is a variable speed. A lot of times, if you look at the control board, if you see a place that's burned, that means the control board is gone. In some cases, honestly, I can take this off and show you behind it how it looks. And a lot of time, if you look behind, and it will help you to see if the control board is gone. So you look in the back, make sure it's all perfect. See, like this one here. See, if you see a lot of time when there's the water at it, water hit the control board, you can see a lot of damages. This looks good though, so keep in mind. And then as far as the removing the frame of the control board, it's so easy. You just have to push this in like that, and it comes off. Okay, so this is the Lennox transformer. This is how you disconnect it. Again, I'm gonna tell you one more time, if you are removing a different control board, which all the wires are most cases like individual, and you cannot remember, you have to take pictures as many as you can from different angles before you remove the control board. I'm talking to homeowners who, they do this once in their life or something. So before you remove it while it's still there, all the wiring is still connected, the manufacturing wiring perfectly, nobody touched them. Take as many pictures from different angles. So next time when you put it back and you buy another control board, if you have only one picture, sometimes they can be hitting, so you can see from everywhere. Okay, I think that's all what you need to know about this. Now, this control board, it's a 2-speed, as you see. It's a 2-stage. You have the W1, which is AC, W2, which is a 2-stage. Y1, Y2 is AC, W1, W2 is 2-stage. G is for blower, R is for power. Now, these are different applications. And this one, I believe this one comes with an outdoor sensor. Indoor, you can have indoor sensor or outdoor sensor. Something, you can put a sensor outside. It's more effective. So just in case, if you want to know how to operate W1 and R, remember R is the main power. If you hook W1 and R, you're going to have heat. And R with Y1 is AC, R with G is fan only. And never connect R to C. It's common. You're gonna burn the transformer. You're gonna burn the fuse immediately. Don't do that. Okay, so these are stuff So some control. So these are 2-stage. In case you don't know how the 2-stage work, basically 2-stage is a first stage is like, let's say this is 135,000 BTU, right? And first stage could be only 60,000 BTU or maybe 50,000 BTU, which is very quiet, and it's really efficient because it doesn't, like your car, you cannot just start with 60 mile an hour. Usually you start slowly, and then, so this one, it will start with a low capacity for like 15 minutes. It depends, and then after 15 minutes, it will kick the second stage. So let's say you go home and it's like 60, you have it at 70, and the furnace will run. Again, it's not a lot of heat, and then the furnace will run for 15 minutes, like it will go 2 or 3 degrees, and then the furnace will say, hey, we still have a long way, and then they're gonna kick the full capacity, and it will bring it to 70 quicker. Now, the reason why they have it this way is because 95% of the operation of the furnace is just going from 1 to 2 degrees. This is usually how it is. Like you have it at 70, it will go 69, and sometime before it goes to 68, the heat will kick. And then the low speed, which is first stage, which is very, very quiet, very low gas consumption, it will be able to bring it 2 degrees within 15 minutes. So again, 95% the first stage will be running, not the second stage. Again, second stage, sometimes it could be like temperature can go low very, very quickly, like within a couple hours it go from 40 to 0, for example. Now it's going to be harder for the furnace to bring these 2 degrees. 15 minutes is not enough. The second stage will kick in. Now the stages are managed 2 ways mostly, either by thermostat or by the control board. Control board can manage the second stage by timing. There are here the setting. Again, it's complicated. I'm not gonna go through it. Some of them setting for the motor, and some of them for the. If I'm wrong, guys, please correct me, because I'm not really very crazy about these stuff usually, and a lot of people don't pay attention to it. But I believe here it tells you the minute how long you want it to be first stage. And then when it's controlled by the thermostat, it's a little bit better, because thermostat, if it's 60 degrees and you put it at 70, the thermostat will calculate right away there's a huge gap between 60 and 70. So it will kick the second stage immediately. You don't have to wait 15 minutes. So these are 2 ways can be managed by either thermostat or the control board itself. Now, if there's another way with these new gadgets now we got, you know, the new equipment every year we have, it might be another way to control it. Maybe it's a sensor outside. It will sense how cold it is. It will kick the 2-stage. But the idea of 2-stage usually, honestly, in my opinion, is for quietness. Like if you're living in the basement, you sleep next to the furnace, or you have the furnace in the bedroom, it's always good to have a 2-stage. It will be quieter when it operates, so it doesn't make a lot of noise. Like this one is 135,000 BTU. I believe the motor is, if it's a regular motor, this is a variable speed motor. We're coming to it later. But if it's a regular motor, it will kick so fast. It's very noisy, especially if you have it in the bedroom. So that's why 2-stage is much quieter. First stage in this motor, for example, by the way, this guy makes most of the noise. If it's a first stage, quieter, much quieter. The burners are quieter. And the 2-stage, again, as I said, it rarely happens, only when there's a huge gap between the setting. I think that's all what I want to say about the control board. Now these control boards, just keep in mind, control board can live forever. The only problems I have seen in my history, in my 26 years in the field, the only problem I have seen is when somebody mess up with it, or water. If there's any water, even water, if it comes once, sometimes they dry, no problem. But if the coil, usually there's a coil on top of here in the AC season, and the drain is clogged, the water backing up, it starts traveling into the system, into the furnace body. If there's a lot of water coming constantly, it will cause a lot of damage. But again, these guys, they work forever, unless somebody, cross the wires or mess it up, or somebody touch something. Okay, so I think that's it for the control board. Thank you for your time.